What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kenzo for Life here, and we're back with another video. This one is personal. I'm going to be talking about the 5 reasons why I quit Call of Duty for good. After thousands of hours, I'm done. I am officially quitting Call of Duty for good. The game that I used to love, that I poured my nights into, has become this mentally draining chore. And I have to talk about the 5 key reasons that just burned me out and forced me to walk away. But before I get into that, I want to take you back. Look, like a lot of you, I have been with this franchise forever. I can still feel the excitement of booting up Call of Duty 4 for the very first time. The sheer intensity of the original Modern Warfare campaigns. The late nights with friends just grinding Black Ops multiplayer and zombies. Man, those were the golden years. The games weren't perfect. Nobody said they were. But they had a soul. There was a real community. A shared hype for every new release. It was more than a game. It was our spot, a social hub, and a genuine source of fun. I've been playing for so long, I can still hear the announcer from Black Ops in my damn head. I remember waiting outside of GameStop at midnight for my copy of the game. For years, I was the girl defending this franchise. Through the jetpacks and the return of boots on the ground, I was stuck with it. I adapted, I got better, and I just kept playing. Always chasing that next adrenaline rush. But somewhere down the line, that feeling died. The excitement was replaced by this feeling of obligation. The fun was replaced by frustration, and the passion is just gone. It's been replaced by pure, unfiltered exhaustion. And that brings me to the first and maybe the biggest reason I had to quit. The number one reason I'm walking away is the sheer mental and physical exhaustion. This isn't just about being tired of a game. Gaming burnout is real, and for me, Call of Duty has become the poster child for it. It's this slow poison that turns a hobby you love into something that feels like a second job. A job you're not even getting paid for. I used to get home from a long day and genuinely look forward to logging on. It got to a point where the very thought of playing filled me with this sense of dread. Every single match felt like a high-stakes, high-stress tournament. It stopped being about having a good time and started being about performing at my absolute peak every second, or else getting completely and utterly demolished. That constant state of hyper-focus just drains you. It's why you can play for an hour and feel like you just ran a marathon. I would finish a gaming session not feeling relaxed or entertained, but irritable, tired, and just mentally fried. The joy I got from playing was gone, leaving behind nothing but this gross film of fatigue and apathy. This goes far beyond feeling a little tired. It's a deep-seated burnout that comes from a game that demands too much, way too often. When a game starts to tank your mood and energy levels, even when you're not playing, it's not a healthy escape anymore. It's a chore. I already have a job. I don't need another one that leaves me feeling more stressed out than when I started. The constant pressure to keep up, to grind, to perform, it was all just too much. And that leads right into my second reason. The fun is just gone. Specifically, the casual fun that used to be the heart and soul of the Call of Duty experience. Remember when you could just hop on, have a few good games, a few bad ones, laugh about it with your friends, and log off feeling good? That whole experience feels like a distant memory. Now, it feels like the game has been deliberately engineered to be as stressful as humanly possible. A huge part of this is the relentless performance-based matchmaking that affects every single public playlist. Instead of a random mix of players where you could just chill, every game feels like the finals of some $1 million tournament. This constant sweaty environment is an absolute chore. It feels like it actively punishes you for being better by throwing you into harder and harder lobbies until you're stuck at this loop of trying your absolute hardest just to go positive. This whole design philosophy, where the game feels like it's holding your hand or punishing you to manipulate outcomes, just erodes any sense of fairness. Gunfights can feel random and cheap. It's not about organic fun anymore. It's about some finely tuned system designed to keep you hooked in a frustrating cycle of wins and losses. There's no room to mess around with weird loadouts, no space to just goof off with friends. You either play at 110% capacity or you get steamrolled. And honestly, who has the energy for that every single day? The game just feels like it's lost its soul, and the joy of playing was sacrificed for engagement metrics. My third reason is how the game shifted from something you play to a product that is constantly being sold to you. The grind in modern Call of Duty is just relentless and honestly unrewarding. Everything is built around daily logins, battle passes, and this endless waterfall of challenges that feel more like homework than fun objectives. The game demands your time constantly, and if you dare to step away for a week, you feel impossibly behind. This is all wrapped up in a monetization model that just feels increasingly gross. It's not just about cool optional skins anymore. The line gets blurrier and blurrier with things that feel dangerously close to pay to win, like certain bundles and modes like Warzone that can offer a tangible gameplay advantage. And now we see concerning experiments and hear rumors about putting ads in the game, testing if they can lock certain modes behind a paywall. Even if they walk some of it back after the community gets angry, it shows you the direction they're heading. It feels like the focus isn't on making a great game people want to play, but on building a platform to squeeze every last cent out of the player base. When a game's core design feels like it's centered on creating addictive spending habits instead of just fun gameplay, it loses its integrity. It feels like they've shoved a free-to-play economy inside a game that they're still charging us $70 for. And it just feels wrong. It is just disheartening to watch this happen to the franchise. I know I'm not the only one who feels this frustration. If you're feeling the same burnout or if you've got your own reasons for walking away, please let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your stories. And if this is hitting home for you, maybe drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out. The fourth reason I'm quitting is the persistent, infuriating technical mess. For a franchise that makes billions of dollars, the actual state of the game is often unacceptable. We're talking about rampant cheating, servers that feel like they're held together with duct tape, and a mountain of new bugs that pop up every single update. Top streamers and former pro players have been quitting in droves, saying the same thing. The game is just falling apart technically. Server performance can make or break a shooter, and in Call of Duty, it often feels like you're fighting the connection more than you're fighting other players. You get shot around corners, your bullets don't register, it's infuriating. Then there's the cheating. I know Ricochet anti-cheat is a constant battle, but too many of us on the ground, it feels like a losing one. Getting into a ranked match just to get wiped out by a cheater completely kills your motivation and makes you wonder why you even bother. And let's not even get started on the absurd file sizes. We've all gotten sick of our consoles and PCs basically becoming dedicated Call of Duty machines, forced to download these massive updates just to play one mode. When you add up the lag, the bugs, the cheaters, and the simple inconvenience of even having the game installed, the frustration just hits a boiling point. It's hard to stay invested in a game that feels like it doesn't respect your time or your hardware. Finally, the fifth reason is the death of the social experience. For me, Call of Duty was always at its best with friends. It was our digital hangout spot. But that social fabric has been slowly torn apart. Many of my own friends quit for the same reasons I just listed. I see people say it all the time. The only reason they still play is for their friends. But what happens when your friends leave? The community itself has also become a much less enjoyable place. I know, toxicity has always been a part of online gaming. Welcome to the internet. But the current vibe is just draining. The in-game social features feel sterile. And with new things like AI-powered voice chat moderation, a lot of players seem hesitant to even talk at all. It's a double-edged sword. You want to curb the worst of the toxicity, but when you do it like this, you can kill the casual, stupid banter that made old Call of Duty lobbies so memorable. It just makes the game feel more isolating. Ultimately, playing Call of Duty started to feel lonely. The camaraderie was gone, replaced by a solo grind that just wasn't fun anymore. When you strip away the social core of a game like this, when you lose the shared laughter and the clutch call-outs, all that's left are the flaws. And for me, those flaws have become too glaring to ignore. So there it is. 5 reasons why after all these years and all these memories, I am putting Call of Duty down for good. The burnout, the death of casual fun, the greedy grind, the technical problems, and the loss of my friends. Quitting feels like a strange mix of sadness and relief. I'm sad to let go of a franchise that was a massive part of my life for so long. And I'll always have those nostalgic memories of the classic games. But I'm also so relieved to be free from the stress and frustration the modern games became. My passion for gaming isn't dead, not at all. But it's time to put that energy into games that actually respect my time and, provide enjoyment. Taking a break and playing other things has been a breath of fresh air. And it's reminded me that gaming can and should be fun. I have no idea what the future holds for Call of Duty. Maybe one day it'll find its way back to what made it great. But I can't sit around and wait for that. For my own sanity and for my love of gaming, my time with this series is over. Thank you all for watching and for letting me get this off my chest. I'll be exploring some of those other better games on the channel soon. Until then, take care of yourselves and find the fun in whatever you choose to play. And for the last time, stay frosty.